One of the things that we were trying to solve when we first created CarePredict was, to really look at falls, UTIs, and depression, because those were the three top things we saw that were leading to move-outs within assisted living and so on. The way we started the company to try and figure out how to predict those three things. So, for example, I'll give you an example around UTIs. UTIs, as everyone knows, when the onset of UTI is occurring, somebody goes to the bathroom, they're not productive, they come back out, and urge stays or grows stronger, they go back in again. So you see this constant or increased frequency of bathroom visits. And so we actually, when we first launched in 2015 into our very first senior living building, we sent out nurses in every week to document every UTI, every fall, every depression. We even administered the PHQ-9 questionnaire to understand the level of depression. And we were able to train the deep learning networks that we had back in 2015 to look and see what activity and behavior correlates with what decline in health. And what we learned was that bathroom frequency does not correlate with a UTI in the senior population. It is actually duration. That's brand new science that we came across. And that's because somebody who's very frail, if they're going to they get the urge to go to the bathroom, they go to the bathroom, but they're not productive, the very frail will decide to stay there until they're productive, unlike a younger person who can come back in and out. So that allows us to, for example, predict a UTI 3.9 days ahead of time just by looking at the duration changes. And we have examples from Bickford and a lot of our other customers where they're constantly finding UTI symptoms way earlier than they ever used to. And in some of their buildings, especially where there's a risk-bearing entity or a primary care practice operating there in a VBC model, they're actually standing orders for urinalysis now. So that the minute somebody shows up in my UTI risk bucket, they automatically get a UA. UA costs you, what, $5 to do a urinalysis? But it can prevent $20,000, $30,000 worth of hospital stay. Seeing even with falls, predictability of falls, fall detection is one thing, but it's already too late. But if you can predict falls, truly predict falls, not prevent the second fall, but predict the first fall, then you're ahead of the game. What we've learned when we were doing, again, this activity behavior correlation is, falls can be predicted by increased sedentary behavior all of a sudden. And here's an interesting one. Those people who get out of bed at night multiple times and walk around have a higher probability of a fall during the day the next day. I can't tell you why, but that's correlated in the data. Now, if we rely on human observation alone to do predictions of UTIs and all of these, we don't have constant human observation to know this. There's nobody in there looking and seeing how many times did somebody get out of bed at night. So if you can have that mission observation that can find those activity behaviors, find those correlators to declines, because you're predicting and you're preventing. And that's got to be our role in this industry.